pleased to present for your consideration.
How about this? Just throwing ideas out there. How about I do you a little, like, da-da-da-da-da-da, and then once I stop, then you jump in.
That's fine. You want to do
Okay.
that after I do the
let me
countdown?
know.
All right.
Yeah.
And here we go. In 3, 2, 1.
Do 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 boop ba doo boo doo ba ba da 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 da.
What's up, everyone? Welcome to the Jabberbox Podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Andy Bond, and today we have a special guest, Brandon James, who's sitting in for Dan while that motherfucker is on vacation this week. If you're joining in for the very first time, then you should know that this show is about the two of us as we ramble on through pop culture topics such as, but not limited to, games, movies, shows, and whatever else we want to jabber about. Some housekeeping for you. You can get the show over on youtube.com/dandydigital or over on Spotify and iTunes by searching Jabberbox and hitting that subscribe button. If you like what you hear and want to support us monetarily, head on over to patreon.com/dandydigital. Now, let's get to it. How you doing, Brandon?
I'm okay. You got a very you got a radio voice there. I kind of like it. I'm not used to it. It was very clean and crisp. And you're like, hey, everybody, tune in to the fucking Jabberbox. I didn't expect you to cuss. I'm so used to doing the podcast with our friend Rob, who has me cut out the cuss words at the end of it because it goes on his YouTube and he doesn't want the cuss words. So when you dropped the F-bomb, it caught me off a little off guard. I was like, oh
Yeah, man.
all right.
No,
All right. This is adult talk.
Feel free to whatever, I think that's when people start having more genuine conversations sometimes is when we we are ourselves, you know what I mean?
Oh yeah. I get it. I mean, and I think with you, me, and like I said, Rob, we curse so well that it just becomes like fluid in the conversations, and we don't even notice it sometimes. Like I even when I'm editing, I miss cuss words all the time. I'm like, man, that sounded like it was just one long word. It's in there.
Yeah.
it's good stuff.
I don't mind it. And I understand that certain people want certain things for their shows, and especially if you're trying to make it more family friendly. But in my family, I mean, I have my 6-year-old nephew. He knows how to use swear words in the perfect sense. So he gets in trouble for him, but he's still funny to hear it. He's like, man, these bitches out here on the road today. And I just laugh. I'm like, you used it in the right way. So I can't be like, don't do that. I could be like, I'm going to say, don't do that. But I'm also going to laugh about it. Like, you're fucking smart, kid.
Yeah, he's the one who sold me that nose candy last week over on the corner. Yeah. Good deal. He gave me like that Groupon discount.
Side hustle. He's he's going to save up for college, Yeah,
it's a good man. I mean, he'll do better selling that in college. So he's on the right path.
I mean, business sense.
I got a topic for you. I'm going to go right into a topic because we are talking about ingesting things into our body. And I'm going to talk about artist health. Okay. Now, lately, I've noticed a trend with a lot of professional artists, me not being a professional, but I follow a lot of professional artists who are getting really into like bodybuilding, working out, and really trying to look like the actual comic book characters they draw. Have you noticed that a lot?
Yes. There's a number of people for sure that I've noticed on the Instagrams and shit like that, where it seems like every third post is them like in front of the gym mirror.
Yeah. They got their gloves on. They got their Superman shirt. It's super tight.
Yeah.
I mean, I respect it. I work out myself. I don't think I'm going to post it on my art page that I'm, flexing, trying to grip those pencils extra tight. But,
right.
I followed like Greg Capullo for a lot of years, and he's always been like work out in his gym, basement gym and play the guitar. And he's that total identity of like get fit, lift weights, and then draw cool shit. But yeah, I noticed a lot lately. It's like I'm doing CrossFit, and also here's my pinup for Justice League, and I'm like, all right, that's cool.
Yeah,
now, Andy, when you see that as a person who loves treats and cakes and all kind of delights as much as you do, does that get you motivated at all?
No, it doesn't get me motivated because they're probably doing it for themselves, but they're doing it for something else. Like, I don't want to speak for you, but the way that you just explained how you do your thing,
do it.
You you're doing it for yourself, and like you will show somebody your progress, as opposed to like every day you're not making a post with flexing in front of a mirror. You know what I mean? So
I save that for my OnlyFans.
Yeah. So I understand I'm on the unhealthier side of shit, and that actually doesn't motivate me to want to do any of this. I have my own reasonings to want to do it, which is very selfish of me, so I can eat more of those cakes and I can have more. You know what I mean? It's like, I did have that candy bar, so let me go run. But there's things that I want to do health wise. Like I've done a couple of the like 5Ks, and I actually enjoyed those.
How long ago was that?
Last year. It was
okay.
I didn't get the one in November.
Pre-pandemic.
No, it was in the pandemic. Like I actually have one. It's called the social distancing run. Okay. I mean, now we weren't all together. It was more of a virtual run. So I'm running through my neighborhood, but it was something that like, it was interesting. It's something that I wanted to do. I'm looking to signing up for that Wonder Woman run that's coming, which again is going to be a virtual run, but it's still something that I'm interested in doing. So we're actually working on starting to get more, healthier and start to get more active. It sounds stupid, but like I'm trying to get into my VR headset more so I can do like the Beat Saber. So it gets, the cardio up a little bit.
That's a workout. They got the ninjas, the punch-ins, all that shit.
Yeah. And I want to do the Ring Fit Adventure on the Switch, so it gets that ring going on and gets you moving. So again, it's more cardio on that one.
Did you get that?
Yeah.
Have you used it?
I started to, yeah.
It sounds like you haven't used it. You're like, yeah, I mean, I took it out of the packaging. That was a workout. No,
I've used it. It's interesting. I know, like, I don't want to, because there's a setting in there where you can turn it off from having to do like running in place. And that's more for people who live in apartments or upstairs. So when I do it, I feel weird. Like, you just hear me stomping, and I don't want to turn it off. So where it's like, you just motion your legs so it picks up on that. But the battle, like, it's a video game. So I'm into it, right? Yeah. And it's also working out. So it's like, okay, do like crunches or do a yoga pose to shoot a fireball or some shit like that. But it's interesting, and that's keeping my interest. So
do you wear headphones when you work out? When you do that?
Or not when I do that, because it has its own like audio and shit like that. How
embarrassing is it to hear your fat self breathe? Like, I know personally, when I wear headphones at the gym, and if I take them off and I hear my fat self just gasping for life, I'm like, this is not good. This is what everyone else is hearing around me.
But a Beat Saber actually has helped me try to control my breathing when I'm doing it. So when I'm like trying to hit the notes and moving around on like expert mode and shit like that, I'm trying to breathe, through my nostrils, as opposed to like taking deep breaths or whatever, like gasping. Yeah. Exactly. Or holding my breath. So then after the song, I'm out of breath because, I'm constantly, using up my energy and my air.
Here's a fat boy question. You ever ate yourself out of breath?
Yes. Yeah, I don't like it. It's not a good feeling.
And you gotta lay down. You gotta partially like lay down if you're somewhere.
But you have to lay down. Yeah, it's either partially lay down or lay down on your side, because if you lay on your back, you feel like everything's
you lose oxygen to your brain. Yeah, you're too fat. All that weight.
Yeah, I get that.
I've done that in a Chinese food place before, a Chinese fast food place, and I ate way too much. And I got my friend's car, and I just lay down in the back seat, and I was like, "This is where I die. This is how I die.
Just let me die. Just let me." I'd like to just close my eyes and go quietly, but I think I'm going to suffocate myself. Yeah, it's something that I'm looking into. I'm actually looking into I know Apple Plus or whatever the program is.
Yeah.
They're doing a bunch of workout stuff, and because I have an iPhone and I have the watch, that's something that I think it would benefit me, and I can put it on my iPad and go do it in my room or whatever. So it is something I'm actually considering seriously doing a subscription for, even though I don't need another subscription. It is something that is going to benefit me more than a fucking Netflix or an HBO Max, where I just sit there and fucking hate myself while I catch up on pop culture. So, but but like what you're saying with the artist's health, it's not just a physical thing either. It's a mental thing. And I think with this whole pandemic, it's really putting a strain on artists as well.
Yeah,
because we're normally used to sitting in our house doing whatever, but we have something to look forward to, whether going to a comic shop on a Saturday to get, our interaction with people and like-minded individuals such as the other artists or the Comic-Cons, and doing that kind of shit, but we don't get to do that. And
I hate everyone. I hate everyone now. I don't want to go see any of you.
I am that way. I don't want to go to these conventions. I don't want to go to the movie theaters. I enjoy seeing my friends, but like I can see, I fucking hate traffic, and I've been spoiled at this point, not having to go into traffic for work or whatever, because I'm working from home. I see the appeal of, introverts.
No, I know. I don't miss. For those that don't know, me and Andy, we've known each other for, I think, 10, 12 years. All right, it's been a long time, at least 10 years. I don't know, 8 years?
Yeah, 10 years, something like that. Because I think we're going on 11, because 2010 is when I started. So I think we met each other in 2011.
And it was we had, at the time, we don't anymore, but mutual friend, and we stayed at their place in Vegas, and we were doing a Vegas con, right? That's when we first met?
I don't know if we were doing a Vegas. I know we were doing a store signing.
That was that the first time when we did the Ralph's and
Yep, yeah, we did alternate reality comics the first time, and then
Ralph's
Maximum
Maximum Comics. Yeah,
that was the second one.
And everything.
Yep.
Man. But I mean, like, I miss going to the shows, seeing like you, and we'd have booths next to each other and we'd interact, and I miss that aspect of the cons, just like the whole, like, being creative around you, doing stuff like that. I don't miss the hustle of having to like unload, do things like that, or just being around a massive amount of people. But I get you. Yeah, I do. There's certain things I miss and don't miss, but
right. Well, and that could be with anything. That's like a day job. Like, I missed being able to work at a particular job that I had, but I also hated it at the same time. And it's shit, but I get where you're coming from for the hustle. Like, trying to peddle your wares is tiresome, and unloading it and loading it and trying to figure out where you're going for dinner with everybody afterwards, or if that's even a thing or what. I mean,
to be fair, nobody could handle loads like you, Andy. Back in the day, like, you could just take those loads in and out, and man, you'd be so done. You'd be done. You'd be spent by the end of the day.
And it really started to affect things when I got LASIK, because I didn't have that shield for my eyes.
So I want to talk about, I guess this would be like a TV topic, yet also activity topic.
Okay.
Did you ever used to watch Legends of the Hidden Temple when you were a kid?
Yeah. And what was the one with the mountain? It's like the Craig.
Oh,
it's
shit.
Like, it was like a weird guts. But
I don't know now. I don't know now. Nope. You're going off topic, and I don't know. I got to stick to the topic here.
But I know what you're saying for the
Legends of the Hidden Temple was a super cool obstacle course style show for kids. Well, they're bringing that bitch back, and it's going to be adult contestants. Could you imagine if me and you and our fat asses got in on this, on the Legends of the Hidden Temple, and we're getting knocked over by fucking big fake boulders, and we're jumping through water? It'd kind of be like that show Wipeout or whatever, but more Nickelodeon geared type thing. I'm excited for it because I love shows like Wipeout and American Gladiator, and I love seeing people just get wrecked in obstacle courses, because no matter how muscular you are, how fit you think you are, American Ninja style, you still get the shit kicked out of you. And I love it, and I love shows like it. So, and the fact that it has nostalgia to it, I'm excited for it.
It's funny because I'm actually watching Wipeout.
Are you?
I started purchasing the seasons on Amazon. Mm-hmm. So I'm just streaming that, and I'll tell Mary, I was like, I wish that show was still around, so that way I could try to get on there. I was like, I know I wouldn't make it probably past the first one, but I would be so charismatic in the first one that I would get my TV time, even if I was going to get punched in the face 100 times with the wall, that they do with but I would love to do that. I don't care. I don't care if I'm out of breath. I've seen people in far worse shape than me on that show, so if I could make people laugh by just eating shit a couple of times, that's a plus for me.
Yeah. And I think, like, if you went on it, you would be like, "Hey, I'm here to host this bitch." They'd be like, "What?" You're like, "No, you're a contestant." You'd be like, "No, I'm auditioning to take your job."
Right.
Whoever's got the mic, you're like, "No, just give me that shit." And then you would just start talking.
What was her name? The lady that they always had down on the bottom.
Oh shit!
I would try to tell like, "Hey, I'm here to take over your spot."
Yeah.
You know, shit like that. So CW is doing this reboot.
Is it
That's what it
CW?
looks like. Yeah,
I haven't. I didn't do much
CW.
research on it. I just saw it.
Yeah, it's a supersized adult reboot courtesy of CW Network, which is what it says on hypebeast.com. So, fucking ads. So CW promised to, quote, preserve many of the favorite elements of the original, end quote, while adapting the series for adults. This includes the giant talking head Olmec, the moat crossings, the temple run, and the iconic team names like purple parrots, blue paracudas, orange iguanas, red jaguars, silver snakes, and green monkeys.
I'm calling red jaguars.
We'll do I'll do the purple parrots.
There you go.
Yeah.
It fits you.
Yeah, man, this actually looks pretty cool. It's supposed to. So the reboot was originally slated to air in 2020 on the mobile-only streaming service Quibi, which is a fucking joke.
Yeah,
But
I was like, didn't this shit end? Is that still a thing?
No, they shut. They're gone.
Yeah, that didn't last.
They were absorbed by a different company, which I think was like TikTok or something.
Quibi was going to be like the Vine of TV shows, and it failed.
Yeah, nobody wants to watch that shit. Like, I understand people's, attention span is shit these days, but even that was a dumb idea.
Yeah.
But due to the production being halted after the service had shut down, CW said that the series premiere date and time will be announced at a later time. So it should be still coming. This was as of May 12th, this article.
Okay.
So that's it's interesting. I'm not going to pay for any streaming service to watch it. I'll catch it when it comes to Netflix or whatever. Or when that fails and like Netflix purchase it. So speaking of Netflix and these types of shows, did you ever see The Floor is Lava?
I didn't watch it, but I seen it was like, wasn't it an Apple game? Was it an Apple game? Are you talking about the game or a show?
The show. It was a Netflix original show. So it had a cool concept. Essentially they set up rooms to be like different parts of your house.
Okay.
So, with random shit in it. So like you had the couch, you had the tables and bar stools, shit like that. You have to jump on a TV and the whole room is just filled with red water. And you have to get from one side to the end in the fastest time possible. After a certain amount of time, the stairs leading toward the end will start to fall under the lava. Okay. And that's essentially what it is. Don't fall into the lava. And it looks slippery. It looks like that foam shit that you see at malls for children, like play places.
And was this a show or is this a video game?
A show. No, it's a show that's on Netflix. It's not good. We've watched the first season, but it seemed like it's rushed. Like
it's not good, but you watched the whole first season.
I mean, I don't think it was that very,
You're like this steak isn't cooked the way I want it. Well, I ate the whole thing.
Well, you know how like you watch a show and you're like, it's not the best, but maybe it'll get better. As they get into their flow, as they find their contestants and whatever. It never happened, and so we just gave up on the show. But the guy was like, "The floor is lava," and it's not even in front of an audience. So you don't get that energy from the people like laughing or like, oh, you know what I mean? Or even like the jokes like in Wipeout. It was just, I don't know. It felt very muted and it was just boring after. I couldn't do it, but it had such potential because who wouldn't want to be an adult doing dumb shit that you did as a kid? For fun.
Okay, fair enough. I was like, where are you going with this, Andy? You're really not making me want to watch this show, but I get it.
I'm saying don't watch it, but it's like I'm hoping that they don't fuck up the Legends of the Hidden Temple for the adult.
It goes with that whole theme of being an adult and going through an obstacle course and kind of just acting almost like a kid. I get it. Yeah. I'm just busting your balls, but I get it. Yeah, I mean, I can't. If I could do a show like American Gladiators or something like, The Floor is Lava, like it would be really cool. It's like, do you get more giddy because you got that kid side, or you get adult competitive? And I think I would I think I would be too competitive. I'd be the guy who just like, if I had my wife with me, I would just drag her. Like, they're like, oh, you gotta tie your ankles together. I'm like, I'm dragging that bitch. Either she's coming or she's not. We're going through it. Yeah, I will win.
That's why I would not do the wipeout challenges with a partner. You know, when they do like it's couples wipeout. Fuck that. I'm not doing that. No. Or we're doing partners wipeout where you're with your sister or your brother or your parents. Right? I was like, no, because more often than not, half of those people like, I quit. I was like, you just cost me $100,000. I fucking like, we're done. You know, like if we didn't win it because somebody did it better than us, that's one thing. But if you quit in the middle of that, then I quit this relationship.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Grounds for divorce if we're not winning. Because I can't look at you.
Mom.
I can't look at you. I can't look at my wife if we lost in the first round to like some shitty couple. I'm like, you really made us lose? You really couldn't have just stayed on a balance beam on a handstand while getting hit with meatballs? What the fuck, wife?
Yeah.
I mean,
so,
maybe.
So I think it'll be fun. So, so speaking of Netflix and all those TV shows, have you watched Loki?
I have watched. No, let me rephrase that. I've consumed and enjoyed every second that is the show Loki.
Was it?
Oh, it was amazing. It was. Listen, each show has its own good things. You know, WandaVision had great. It was great story. It was very meticulous, and it went through, and it was very, very good. Winter Soldier and the Falcon was very uplifting and very cool, and I liked the message. And then Loki was just artsy, beautiful, noir, everything like cool retro colors. Like, it just, the way scenes flowed with the camera, the way the purples and neon greens of colors of alien planets, like it just had a whole vibe to it. Even the soundtrack,
oh my god,
to Loki was beautiful.
I want that so fucking bad. I know it's out on like streaming services, but I want I want the vinyl where it's like one's green and one's gold, or like a splat. I want that. It's so I could listen to, and it's not that long, but I can listen to that opening theme on repeat. I just fucking love it. I was telling Mary, she's never seen it. I was like, it reminds me of some of the music from A Clockwork Orange in the way that they did that for that movie. It's, I don't know, something about it, like the types of, you know, the music, the instruments that they were using, and it just, oh my god. Like, it's so fucking good. It is my favorite Marvel show by far. I thought it was really well done. I've always liked Tom Hiddleston as Loki. He's always been such a badass character. And then I like that this show, which they kind of did in like Thor Ragnarok, they made him
spoilers, just in case.
Yeah. Spoilers.
If you haven't watched it already, you're stupid. Go watch it.
Yeah. Well, I'm saying we'll get into spoilers and shit like that if we want, but they made him. He's very likable. You know, it's almost like what happened at what was it? The Avengers movie where he dies. Right? Was that Infinity War?
Endgame.
Was that
or he dies at the beginning of Endgame, right? Or Infinity War? Shit.
I think it's Infinity War because they bring him back in Endgame as like in the past version.
Oh, okay, yeah. In Infinity War, yes.
But you could tell he was starting to become more human-like. Yeah, exactly. And then they killed him off, which, you know, really upset the people. And then they brought him back, and he had to go through that journey again because this was Avengers 1 Loki going through that shit. And when he started connecting with Mobius, you know, and he started connecting with Sylvie and shit like that, it was very relatable.
I call her the Enchantress. I don't care what anybody says, that's the Enchantress to me.
Yeah.
It's not a Loki variant. She kept, even at the end of the spoiler, even at the very end of the show, she says, "I'm not you." I'm pretty sure she's the Enchantress and she's not a Loki variant. Like, you can't tell me different. Like, that's just my opinion. Everyone's like, "Oh, she's Loki." I'm like, no, she's Enchantress. It's Enchantress.
Because she was doing the enchanting. That's what her main thing was. Yeah, I get it. So I love how they portrayed Loki in this. And I'm excited. So now we're going into more spoilers and shit. I'm excited for, what is it? Kang the Conqueror?
Kang the Conqueror. He'll be in Ant-Man and the Wasp, the Quantum Mania, which will be the next one he'll be in.
So, do you think he's going to show up in Doctor Strange as well?
I don't think so. I think
or Spider-Man at that point, because those
I don't think
those
I
two
don't think
movies
either.
are going to connect pretty heavily.
I think Spider-Man is going to be, he sees all the alternate versions of himself, and then at the end he gets saved somehow by Doctor Strange, because there's already been leaked hot toys, which I'll talk about in a bit, where I guess I can talk about it now. I guess there's been leaked hot toys where it shows Spider-Man with a black suit with gold spider web, and he has the hands, when they do the special magic and it makes the little glow rings around them, and then on his chest he also has a spider glowing. So he obviously is going to use some kind of astral plane or sorcery powers, and
which is such horseshit that we don't even have a fucking trailer. You know what I mean?
Well,
and you guys are putting out the pop figures and the hot toys and shit. Like they did this for Godzilla as well.
It could be a delay. There might be delays on the movie. Who knows? There hasn't been a trailer.
Then fix the fucking toys.
But
delay
you can't.
The toys.
But you can't. I don't think you can. I think the production wise of the toys, you can't push those back because stores probably already buy them, and you have to deliver them on time, and they have pre-sales.
Dude, I have a couple pop figures that have been delayed for 6 months.
Oh wow.
And it's like a Dragon Ball one. It's a kid Vegeta. No spoilers. We fucking know he was a kid at one point. There's been plenty of movies in the TV shows, so they're just like we don't know when it's coming out. So you can delay that shit. You just don't want to, and it's irritating because at this point you can't get away from that. I mean, you'd have to totally disconnect yourself from everything.
Yeah, I get that. Sorry, we kind of went off there. Just to go back to the Loki thing. One, the soundtrack, it reminds me of Tron Legacy, the one that was done by Daft Punk's. It has that kind of like do 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 do. I can't obviously do Daft Punk, but that fucking up-resing sounds and computer noise.
I'll put in the auto tune later when.
Yes, please T-Pain me on that. You motherfucker! You made me. We bounce all over when we talk.
Good in Loki.
Okay, Loki had a great character arc change in the show. He went through all the emotions that Loki, I quote original Loki that we know from the main movies, went through, and he had to do it a lot quicker because he had to sit there and watch how his life played out, how he died, how he got his mother killed. Yeah. And so he was able, and that whole show took place all in like one fucking week. Like the same day he got beat up by Hulk, and then he goes to the TVA, watches his mom get killed because of him and himself die. Then he gets put in this like containment room, and that all happened like in one day.
Yeah. So, and he saw Asgard fucking go to shit. Yeah. It blew up.
So, and I love the different variants, Loki, the kid Loki, the I can't think of his name. The Bravado Loki, the Black Loki's real name's like Bravado Loki. I can't think of it right now. And then they had the classic older look Loki, which I thought was dope with the old school costume.
I actually love that character.
Yeah,
I thought he was cool.
If they had like a modern version of that too, like if he had the same still like yellow and green, I liked it. I thought it was super cool. Like if he had
I like that they kept it very, comic booky.
Oh yeah.
But it was purposely low quality outfits to match, which was awesome. Plus all the references that you saw, like the Thanos copter hanging out, and I think they had Frog. Was it? What was
they had Frog Loki. He's Thorg, I think.
Yeah,
because it's Frog. It's Throg. It's Throg. And I guess Chris Hemsworth voiced it, but I didn't really hear the voice because they're just going through the ground. He's in a jar. So
you hear him. He's just shouting Loki's name. But I know that they brought him in to do fresh audio, and they didn't pull it from any other movies as like another Easter egg.
Ooh, spoilers on spoilers on spoilers today.
Yeah, we heard you like spoilers, so we put a spoiler on your spoiler.
I got one on my car. No, I'm just kidding. But I think, and Loki will have a season 2.
Yeah,
apparently.
So what do you think is going to be in season 2?
I have no idea, honestly. The way they left it, like, I really don't know. Like, I'd like to think he's gonna try to find Sylvie and see if he can. Fuck, I don't even have an idea. Honestly, I have no idea, and that's kind of a cool mystery.
Yeah, because they never told us that season 2 was coming. They said, here's our phases. You're getting WandaVision. You're getting Falcon and Winter Soldier. You're getting Loki. We're gonna do a bunch of other ones. They're gonna be special, so they're gonna be little mini series, which is awesome. So they're giving us that expectation. And I don't know if Loki is getting a season 2 as a result of his popularity with this show, where everyone like Disney Plus is probably skyrocketed for subscriptions, skyrocketed as far as like the viewers that they get weekly. Are they trying to capitalize on that, or was this always planned? And if that was the case, where is it going to go? Because we never knew what season 2 was. And I think it's this year we're getting Spider-Man. And then early, I think next year, we're getting Doctor Strange. So this whole timeline shit they're going to have to start recording, filming after these other movies. So I'm really curious to see where they go and how they ended it. They could go anywhere now because that Loki is in a different timeline. Yeah. So
I think it like reset everything at the TVA, it's a new timeline, so it's like it's
So okay, is Loki going to be an anti-hero, good guy type character and moving forward, with Kang coming in, or is he going to be another like lackey, essentially? You know what I mean?
I assume they'll do the whole I'm on your side, I'm following orders, and he's just trying to find Sylvie, and then he's just trying to maybe throw some wrenches in the plan or help
being the trickster.
Yeah. I don't know where they'll go with it. Like you said, maybe they didn't plan a second season, but since obviously it's like the number one show, they're like, how can we not get this more extra money?
Yeah. Have they stated that they were doing a season 2 for Falcon and Winter Soldier?
No, there's going to be but they stated that Falcon will get his own Captain America movie.
Right. Okay.
And that Captain America 4, it would be called or whatever.
Which is I can't wait. That's actually very exciting for me.
Yeah.
I'm excited to see how he is going to be his own Captain America.
Yeah, that'll be nice. So he can actually step out and be the character and not pretending, but he had to be,
right.
Yeah, I'm the new Captain America. And everyone's like, no, you're not. And he's like, the fuck I am. I am. So it'd be cool to have his own thing, and it'd be definitely cool to see how they have him where he does, because he doesn't have super serum. You know what I mean? He's just kind of a regular guy.
Yeah, he's just like any other superhero at this point. He's going to be more like Tony Stark or a Hawkeye. One of these characters. Yeah, he's got tech and he's got no powers. So
Black Widow without the boobs.
Yeah, exactly. Which, have you seen that?
Did you watch that movie? I have not. Is it good?
It is. It's good. I liked it a lot.
I've seen a lot of mixed reviews, but I'm pretty sure I would enjoy it.
I'm sure there's certain parts that you won't like, but overall, it was a good movie. I like it. I thought, while it probably could have
been a Netflix movie.
No.
Or a Disney Plus movie.
Well, I watched that on Disney Plus, so it was for me.
No, but do you think it needed to go to a theater?
Go into it with the expectations that you have now, right? And just see how it plays out. Because I went into it with zero expectations, and I know a lot of people were pissed off about this or that. I liked it overall, and there are certain parts where I was like, that's dumb a little bit. I wouldn't have done it that way. It was cool to see her do more 007-esque shit in this movie that I thought she should have done in the Marvel movies prior. She started off as a strong character, because we're going through and we're rewatching the movies again. I just finished watching Iron Man 2 tonight, where she was introduced. She had more, of a strong character here, even though she was kind of being, a secretary, but she totally stomped on Happy. She had an attitude with Stark. You could tell, this is my job and I'll kick your ass regardless.
Right.
And then you fast forward and she's like trying to soothe the Hulk. That's what she became, his little binky, his little baby bottle when he wanted to throw a tantrum. You know what I mean? and then they just chucked her off a cliff. So I thought they gave her an opportunity to be in her own movie, and I liked it. So
Yeah, that's good. You know what? I will give it a try. No, I mean, honestly, I have no expectations or no like bad things about it. I mean, I'm sure it'll be like, I'll watch it. I'm like, yeah, that was dope.
Yeah. I thought it would have been cool if they had got it out before Endgame, just to give us like some sort of like what happened, leading up to Infinity War, even like give us that in real time. And then when she dies, it in Endgame, it would have been a lot more. It would have hit a little bit harder for me anyway, because when she died, I was like, well, you just kind of threw that character away, just like you've been doing for the other Avenger movies. But that's me.
I'll get you.
So I saw that you had some Suicide Squad stuff.
Yeah. So
I'll give you the platform to talk about. I mean, I'm not a fan of Suicide Squad. I haven't seen it, granted, but
the first one, you haven't seen the first one?
No, the only DC movies I have watched are Wonder Woman 84,
which sucked,
and that is it.
Wonder Woman 84 was a dumpster fire.
It was not good. No,
it was a dumpster fire.
But
okay, Suicide Squad? If you were to guess, do you think it's going to be a bust or do you think it's going to be great just based off trailers since you haven't seen, based off trailers and based off James Gunn?
I think it's going to be similar to Guardians of the Galaxy. The way he's going to be setting it up. I think people will like it. I think it's going to be great as far as the reaction for people because they liked the first one, and based off what I had read and what I saw in the trailers, I was like, this movie's gonna be fucking trash, just like Justice League, just like Batman vs Superman, right? And
shut your mouth.
It was winning.
Shut your whore mouth, Andy. Shut your mouth about Batfleck.
It's not against Batman.
Did you even watch the Zack Snyder Justice League?
No.
Go fuck yourself.
I'm not gonna watch it.
I know we're allowed now. Since I know we're allowed to cuss on this cast, go. You know what? Stick it up your dandy.
I will.
All right?
I will.
And then jab on it.
I will.
Right?
But I'm not going to watch it. And I really wish that
Justice
Ben
League was
Affleck
great.
had his own Batman movie,
Okay. Suicide Squad, the first one. If David Ayer didn't have to, he had to write a script in like 6 weeks or some bullshit, right? Then he did the best he could. And then the studio got super involved. Now, if he were to release his own cut of it, it would make it a lot better. Or if he would have been able to do what he wanted to do, I think it would have been a great movie. I liked Bright on Netflix. Did you watch Bright?
I did. I liked it.
So David Ayer can direct. He can write.
Against the director either. It is the writer, and if he wrote it and he wrote it in 6 weeks, 6 days.
It was something in 6 weeks. It was something weird. They like
then
rushed it.
That movie's not going to be good.
No, I mean it got rushed. It wasn't great, but. I mean, that puts a little tarnish on this, but now the new Suicide Squad, they're not saying it's a prequel. They're not saying it's a sequel. It's just kind of like, it's almost like a Loki. It's a variant. It's a variant Suicide Squad because they're like, yeah.
That's stupid.
They're like this Bloodsport guy, the Eldra Ibris Eldra.
Yeah.
I don't know his fucking name. They say like in the trailer, like, yeah, he shot Superman with a kryptonite bullet, but they don't say which Superman. Like, was it Henry Cavill? Was it the new rumored Black Superman? They don't really say. So you don't know what universe this really is in because none of them really have any on each other. I think it's going to be a good movie. I think it'll be entertaining. I think it'll be beautiful to look at. It'll be fun. It'll be Guardians of the Galaxy, but Suicide Squad. Like you said, it's just... I don't know. I don't have much to add to it other than I'll watch it. I have HBO Max. I encourage other people to watch. I encourage people to watch it because the more eyes get on projects like this, that means we get more. So whether it's good or bad, we're still getting more. So
yeah, but do you want to continue to get bad movies like that? Like, and I mean, granted, Marvel they don't knock it out of the park 100% of the time, but they're putting a lot more effort into it than what DC has been doing. You know?
No, I agree. I agree 100%.
That's where my problem. It's like you guys don't know what the fuck you're trying to do. You wanted to go against Marvel as far as live action movies, and that's fine. We would have supported the shit out of that if you had taken your time and maybe do the same formula. People would have been like, "Well, you're doing what Marvel's doing," but who gives a shit, right? Set it up. Superman gets his own movie. Batman gets his own movie, Aquaman gets his own movie, and so forth, and then do the Justice League movie. And then
Brandon gets his own movie. Brandon gets his own movie. Not you, though. Andy gets no movie.
I don't give a shit. I don't care.
Yours would be a Cinemax movie.
But you know what I mean? Like, yeah, baby. But the Flash could have been. He could have gotten his own movie after Justice League, where he does. Well, no, I think he would have done the first one before Justice League, and then he could have done Flashpoint afterwards. You know, you could have set it up just like Marvel's doing with the Multiverse of Madness.
You're trying to put logic into a lava lamp here. There's no rhyme or reason to what's going on in DC. It's just like a lava lamp is a good expression. You're looking at something, and at moments it's beautiful, and the other times you're like, what the fuck is this shit? Why is this on my table? Why is it in front of my TV? It's the same thing. Like, there's gonna be cool moments in Suicide Squad where I'll be like, fuck yeah, and then I'll be like, oh, all right, I probably won't ever watch this again.
There's good movies or good moments in every movie. That's not. I mean, it's hard to find a movie where it's like 100% of it, it's just trash. You're gonna like something.
Catwoman. Halle Berry's Catwoman. You ever seen that? That movie's dog water. That's horrible.
Touche. So you got me. You did get me on that one. Yeah. But okay. Have they come out with Birds of Prey?
Yeah, dude, they came out like 3 years ago. Where you at?
Well, that's weird because I know that they filmed Suicide Squad and Birds of Prey back to back. So is it just because of the pandemic that Suicide Squad is coming out much later?
No, they didn't shoot them back to back. You're on.
Yeah, Robbie Margot or whatever the fuck her name is. She filmed those back to back.
Yeah, she filmed the original Suicide Squad, and then Birds of Prey. Then, like 3 years later, comes this new Suicide Squad, which is a continuation of that same Harley Quinn, I guess.
Yeah,
who got dumped by the Joker. You didn't see Birds? You should watch Birds of Prey. It's really good. Watch it. It's so good.
I'm not going to watch it.
Go put it on right now. Just watch it. You'll love every second of it. It's so good.
But you saw that she's gonna stop being Harley, right? Because of that?
No.
Yeah. She stated she's not sure if they're gonna be doing another Suicide Squad because they hadn't told her yet. But at this point, she's welcoming a break because being Harley Quinn is very taxing. She's a very intense character. So I think she's like, she needs to put it down, she's had enough salt. Now she wants to go and, probably do something else with her career and be in a couple of different movies before she comes back to Harley.
A great Harley Quinn. She did a great job. She knocks it out of the park. She embodies the character. But in my mind, who would have been the ultimate Harley Quinn?
Cameron Diaz.
No, I'll give you a hint. Ready? Clueless.
Oh. Silverstone?
No, man, you suck.
I don't know what the fuck's her name.
Sin City. How about that one? There's another clue.
Dude, I don't remember Sin City.
Brittany Murphy.
As Harley?
Yes, oh my God, yes. She had the raspy voice, the sultry eyes. She's like, oh, you've seen Sin City, right?
Yeah.
And she's getting beat up by Del Toro, and she's like, grabs the razor blade, which is she's like, oh, you're gonna hit me again, big strong man. And she's got the smeared lipstick. She's totally Harley Quinn. She would have made an epic Harley Quinn.
Maybe.
But sadly, she's dead. But I had a huge crush on her when I was younger. Oh, she was so great.
Yeah, maybe.
What else you got, Andy? You got any other topics for me?
I just have really one more.
How long does this cast usually go for?
About an hour or so.
Time is money.
Money is power. Power is pizza.
You're not paying me enough for this shit. I'm a hot commodity. I'm gonna make you and Rob fight for me on your podcast.
So okay, the Netflix, right? Since we're talking about all these TV shows and shit like that, they are trying to get into the video game business. Did you see that?
Nope.
So
you should have said that earlier when you were talking about the damn Netflix show.
Yeah, well, we went on with the superheroes. Place. We go with the fucking flow. All right.
This is a minstrel flow. Go ahead. It's a bloody mess.
So I'm not sure exactly if it's going to be like a GameFly almost. Yeah. Where they're doing that, or if they're going to be doing it in the same vein as what Amazon's trying to do, where they are creating their own video game companies so that they can stream their own video games and shit like that.
I thought you could already Could you ever rent video games from Netflix, or am I thinking of something else?
No, that's GameFly. GameFly was the video game Netflix at that point.
Okay. Is there still gameplay?
Yes.
Oh, okay. So you're thinking like, is Netflix going to offer video games to rent, or you're thinking like Steam style play on your TV, whatever
I'm
games?
thinking, so yeah, exactly. I'm not sure. So I know that there was an article saying that they were making their first big move beyond TV shows and films. They're planning the expansion into video games, and they've hired a former Electronic Arts and Facebook Inc. Executive to lead the effort. So this guy, he worked on the Oculus, and he worked at EA. Granted, those aren't. I mean, you're going to make money for both companies, but those aren't the best companies to work for.
Yeah, I was going to say EA does not have a very listen. I play Madden online, and you know how many times the fucking servers are down, or how many times EA says your game is quitted because there's a desync and there's shit wrong with it, or the EA puts out a video game and it's dog shit. I don't buy Madden right away. I buy it when it goes on sale because of that shit. EA does not have a good track record at all.
Yeah,
that's like saying like, you know, like the guy who runs DC right now, like that'd be like if we're like, yeah, we're really excited to hire him on for Marvel. I'd be like, well, Marvel's going to shit.
Yeah. So this paragraph, right, from Bloomberg.com says Netflix will be building out its gaming team in the coming months, according to the person familiar with the matter. The company has already started advertising for game development related positions on its website. So it sounds like they're doing what Amazon's wanting to do. They're going to create their own games, and then how they distribute them, I don't fucking know. Whether it's going to be, I'm assuming it's going to be streaming. They're not going to put that shit on a disc or a cartridge.
No.
So
you're going to have to buy a Netflix controller now?
Right.
That's what
this could be another fucking thing like Stadia. I don't know, but Xbox might team up with them and be like, hey, you can use, you know, your Xbox controller to sync up with Netflix, and now you have this and Game Pass, because I know that they're trying to put that shit into TVs.
Right.
So that might be a pretty good marketing, you know, stint that they're going to be doing.
Every time we talk about topics on Rob's cast or your cast, I just feel like I'm not doing enough in my life, or I'm not making enough money, because I know whatever these people do, they're going to make millions upon billions. They're like, yeah, we just combined with Microsoft and now use our special fuck you controller for an extra $80, and you're like, oh, shit.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, well, I gotta get it.
So what do you think? I mean, you have Netflix, I'm assuming.
Yes, I do.
Is that something that you would be interested in?
Not at all. Not nope. Nope. No, I honestly, like, I was an Xbox only guy and my Switch, but Xbox for like the past, I don't know, 8 years, and I just got a PlayStation 5. I got mine on when it was what was the early release? Pre-orders? Yeah, the launch.
Yeah.
I got mine on launch day. Now I only want to play video games on my PS5. Like, I don't want any other system. Like, I'm now a PlayStation guy. It's crazy. It's my shit now. Yeah. I mean, there's nothing exclusive that I would want on Xbox anymore. And this PlayStation 5 is just beautiful, gorgeous. Everything's great. So it's like Netflix isn't going to put out anything that would make me go like, oh, I have to buy extra for that. And I have my Switch and I love my Switch. And I mean, even them, they're coming out with the OLED?
Yeah, the OLED edition.
What is that? I don't know. What is that?
So it's got a slightly better memory, right? So they're doing 64 gigs as opposed to 32.
But I just bought a small. I just put in a little. What is it? The SIM card. The thing.
Yeah,
anyway.
So it doesn't fucking matter.
Yeah.
You know, everybody gets a SIM card. The screen itself is bigger, and it's OLED, obviously, which is in the name. So
I don't even know what OLED is. What is that? What is OLED?
It's just better quality, better tech for it. It has, you know, it does brighter colors, you know, deeper darks, shit like that.
Okay.
So but you get more real estate on the screen, which is nice. I do like that. So, you know, like on our Switch, it has that thick border going around the screen. They're expanding it out.
Right. So they iPhoned it. They made
exactly.
it.
But it's the same size console.
Gotcha.
The dock is remodeled a little bit, so it's less likely to scratch up your screen. You know, but as
I
long
have
as
a screen protector on mine, anyways.
Yeah. And the dock also comes with an Ethernet port for those games that you can only stream.
Okay.
And it would be better for people who play like Super Smash Brothers, Splatoon 2 or 3 that's going to be coming out. Anything that's multiplayer on the Switch, you are subjected to being on your Wi-Fi only. This will allow you to be hardwired into your internet if that's how you set it up.
Gotcha.
It looks awesome. I like the white. I would have loved to get a white console because it goes with the PlayStation, right? And it goes with their controllers, and the white and black on my entertainment system just looks amazing. And I was tempted to get the white OLED Switch, but I'll wait because I know that they're going to be doing a Switch Pro next year. You know, they got a bigger screen. They're trying to see what everyone's going to get. They're going to be doing that 4K gaming. I know it's coming, even if they say it's not, because they have to update the Switch. They haven't changed any of the internals, even with this OLED edition. You have games coming out that's like Breath of the Wild 2, the Pokemon Arceus or Arceus or whatever that it's called. You know, when you look at those games when they are trying to run during the showcases, they chug a little bit. Even games that are out now, like Zelda's Hyrule Warriors, Age of Calamity, that chugs. You need better hardware to be able to run these games that you're trying to push out. So that's going to be the next step. And it will be announced and released with Breath of the Wild 2 next year.
Oh, wow.
It's like
is that a guarantee, Andy Bond? Is that a bond guarantee?
That is a bond guarantee. Fuck yeah.
Okay.
Like, mark my words. Mark this episode. When it happens.
So if it doesn't come out, all right. If it doesn't come out, I get to punch you in the dick.
Nah, let's not do that.
Come on. What's the wager here? If you're gonna guarantee something, there's got to be repercussions.
We'll do a fucking pizza bet or something because we both like food.
Yeah, but I don't want to lose anything because I don't have any stake in it. So it's like the only bet could be is if it doesn't happen, you owe me a Papa John's style pizza or Pizza Hut, blah, blah. All right, fair enough. Deal.
Yeah, all right, we'll do that.
Virtual shake on it. Ready?
Yeah, gentleman's agreement.
I'm shaking your dick right now.
Yeah.
Okay, well, that should have been your topic. You should have talked about the OLED.
I talked
Nintendo.
about that a little bit last episode, and that
I don't give a shit. You think I listened to that? I didn't.
Well, tough shit. Maybe you should be on, next week's episode when we talk about that new Steam box, Steam Deck. So I'll be talking about that more. But that is it, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, that's it. This
what about,
has been.
It says Q&A. You don't have any questions for me?
I don't. No, Dan has those.
Well, did you enjoy having me on?
Yeah, I loved having you on, man. I appreciate it. All right, so before we jump out of here, Brandon, where can people find you?
You could find me on Instagram at Mega Potato Show, all one word. And I think on Twitter, it's the Mega Potato Show because I'm dumb. And I created Mega Potato Show and then I messed it up. And then I created the Mega Potato Show. And then everybody started following me on that one. And it was too late to go back. And I didn't need to say all that, but I figured I would because why not? So yeah, find me on Instagram at Mega Potato Show. I appreciate any follows, any likes, and any interaction. I always like talking to people about art or arguing with you about comic book lore. Whether you think I'm wrong or right, I'll argue with you.
Fucking A. Well, I appreciate having you on. And this has been Jabberbox, episode 5. Thank you so much for joining us. And don't forget that we post each and every week about whatever it is that we want to talk about. If you like that, again, please join us over on patreon.com/dandydigital, where you can write in and be part of the show and get the episodes early. If you have no bucks to toss our way, that's just Dandy by us. Please find us on YouTube and any of the podcast services around the world and subscribe. And until next time.
It's the fucking Dandy Show.